need to have an equipment guy or equipment staff hired?
We've hired a head equipment, Larry Waters, we hired at the University of Alabama.
What goes into that sort of thing? Just got somebody that you're familiar with? Is there
somebody that understands how we're going to do things? And he certainly does.
Which is how? Kind of what's your philosophy there?
Well, you know, a lot goes into how we structure practice.
Yeah.
Training the student managers to understand how we're going to do things. Doing things in a timely, organized manner. There's a lot of things that go into that job, and it's a very important job. Larry's understands how we want to accomplish things, and I'm excited about him being a part of our staff.
So your equipment guy manages the student managers?
Yes.
What's been the highlight of this trip so far for you?
I think more than anything, just seeing everybody, and seeing how excited everybody is, and you know, when it's new and everybody's different, and everybody's excited about that. But as Coach Spurrier always said, you are what your record is. We're a 3-9 program at this point, so we've got to battle through that. That's what we plan on doing.
What do you think you can do to improve defense next season?
Well, I think, you know, number one, we need to stay healthy because we're very thin in some areas. I like our combination of talent and experience in our front seven. We need to improve tremendously on the back end, but we've got to be able to develop more rushers and more fast twitch guys on the edge, and whether that's doing that with Bryson Allen Williams or some linebackers, we'll probably have to do that. Be more of a situational defense than maybe we've been before.
What about Brian Edwards? Can you talk a little about
Brian's come along and had an outstanding spring. I'm really pleased with his progress. You know, he injured his knee in high school, so it took him a little time to come off of that and strengthen his knee. Thought he really progressed, and at the end of spring was playing at a very high level, had a great spring game. These summer months for him are extremely important for the game to slow down for him, and that's being in the book and watching film and doing things we got to do to be successful.
Overall, your biggest takeaways from spring practice?
Well, we just got a lot of unknowns. I do think we have some talented players, but when you leave spring and you don't know who your starting quarterback is, you don't know past your first receiver who your other receivers are going to be. You don't have an experienced back in the Southeastern Conference. You think you've got two pretty talented tight ends, but past that you're not really sure. And you've got, I think, a grand total of 4 starts between them. We've got 31 freshmen and sophomores on our offensive roster and 3 seniors. That's, you know, that's not exactly what you want, but it is what it is. I do think we have enough talent and experience in our front seven to be fine on defense. We've got to shore up the back end. So we have a lot of unknowns, but I do think we have some talented players. We just need to continue to build our roster the right way.
You talked about it the other day about, you know, changing of the spring game. How nice is it, as you've been in it a few months, to kind of come in and change some things now knowing some things?
Well, I think that's part of it. As you go through it, you see what you need to do to adapt and change a little bit and adjust, and that's part of the deal.
Coach, you've talked up the offensive line, the defensive front seven for a lot of the spring. It seems like you like where you guys stand in those 2 areas. So like in the trenches, like you guys think you're okay. Is it just a matter of just filling in around on the perimeter at the skill position spots? And if you can do that, then you guys might be in pretty good shape.
Again, we got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
We're paper thin, especially at receiver, secondary.
Yeah.
We're very thin in some areas, and we're lacking some explosive playmakers outside. And that's what we've got to continue to recruit to.
Will, in Myrtle Beach, you talked about the maturity of some of those younger guys like Brian Edwards and Brandon McElwain. Can you talk about how that not only benefits them, but benefits the team as a whole, knowing the younger guys are a mature group?
Well, I think at the end of the day, teammates want the guys that are mature, that handle things the right way. And you look at Kobe Smith, and you look at Kier Thomas, who had a 3.0 this past semester. You look at Brandon McElwain and Brian Edwards. When they came in, they earned what their opportunities were given. They earned everything that they've done to this point, and that involves some respect within the unit. And so that's very important to have on the team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.